I'm Kevin. I'm one of the horticulturalists here at the Greenery, and I'm going to talk a little bit about different potting mixes and their uses in the garden. First one off I want to talk about is the orchid potting mix. Each potting mix has its own specific uses, and some people would be tempted to use normal potting mix when they're growing orchids. It's very important that orchids have a very well-drained potting mix to grow in, and they generally use bark for orchids, mainly because they don't like wet conditions and they need to have the water pass through and not congregate around the root system, keep the root system wet all the time. So this is an orchid growing mix, and it's suitable for any types of orchids. At this time of the year in spring, it's a good time to repot your orchids. So this is one that we'd be recommending for any types of orchids when you're repotting. This is a cacti and succulent potting mix. This is specially formulated for those particular plants that like really well-drained soil. Cactus and succulents, the nature of the plant is it tends to hold a lot of water, and it doesn't need a lot of excess water. If you think desert sort of conditions, that's what cactus and succulent prefer. So this is a very free draining potting mix. It's got a lot of sand in it, which helps with the drainage. And any of those succulent or cacti type plants are going to grow well in this sort of mix. It doesn't matter on the type of succulent or cacti, this is what we'd be recommending. This is a seed raising mixture. As the name suggests, any types of seeds can be germinated in this mix. A bit like the cactus and succulent mix, it tends to be more open and a bit finer in its grade, so that when you're sowing very fine seeds, if you were to do them in normal potting mix, which is a coarser type mix, the seed might be washed out or washed through into the potting mix itself. A seed raising mixer is much finer, and it lends itself to growing the seed. They generally don't contain fertilisers because the seed doesn't need fertiliser while it's germinating. Once it's up and going, then you could repot the seeds into another type of potting mix, and then you would start feeding. This is an organic potting mix. A lot of people like growing their herbs and vegetables, or other plants for that matter, in something that's a organic type product. Doesn't contain any artificial fertilisers, safe to use for any herbs and vegetables, and people often add their own fertilisers to it if needed, but for those of us who like to grow vegetables organically, then this is the mix to go for. Suitable for any herbs or vegetables or any plants. Potting mixes come in different grades. This is what's classed as a premium potting mix, so it's sort of top of the range as far as potting mixes go. This is terracotta and tub mix. It's a lighter potting mix for those people that might be potting into larger pots or heavier pots. It makes it a little bit easier if you need to move the pots at a later stage after repotting. It's a well-drained potting mix, got everything in it that the plants might need, and suitable for growing any types of plants. It's a very high-quality potting mix, and terrific if you're looking for the best type potting mix. This is a regular grade potting mix for those of us that are budget conscious, but still want a reasonably good quality potting mix that we can use safely for any plants. It can also be used for herbs and vegetables. The only exceptions would be things like cactus and succulents, where you'd use specific type potting mixes, but fine for other plants. Otherwise, if you've got a lot of potting to do and you want to make it a bit more budget friendly, then the regular potting mix would be the way to go. This is our top pick here at the Greenery. This is our own branded potting mix. Again, it's a premium potting mix, so it's suitable for any types of plants. The bag design was done by the team here at the Greenery, so we're very proud of this product. It safely can be used for any sort of repotting. It's a good general potting mix. It's a premium quality potting mix, and it's a very popular product. We tend to use this for whatever plants we want to repot. It's safe for herbs and vegetables, good for plants in hanging baskets. It's also good for terracotta or glazed pots and just general potting. A very good product, and we're very pleased to recommend it. Sometimes it can be a little bit confusing as to which potting mix is the best one to use for your particular potting situation. If you're not sure, by all means, feel free to ask any of the helpful staff here at the Greenery. We'll be able to give you the right advice on the right product to use.